Set your butane torches to high and your expectations to low. Coming to you live from Just the Tip Cigars in the hills of the Steel City. Get ready to get your fix. This is the Cigar Junkies Podcast. Welcome to the Cigar Junkies Podcast, a cigar show for the community by the community. A forum to talk stogies, booze, food, and anything else in the cigar lifestyle. If you're looking for ratings, negativity, reviews, or authority on all things cigars, you came to the wrong place. Whether you like what you hear or not, please join the conversation and let us know by finding us at the Cigar Junkies Facebook group or emailing us at thecigarjunkies@gmail.com.
What's up, junkies? Wow, I'm fucking all by myself today.
That was a bad
I
one.
needed a cue.
The cue is this: the shit stops and you yell.
Well,
It would have helped if Jason was with me, but he's still getting comfortable over there.
It's just timed and paced a little different than the old one was.
It is a little bit. I'll give you that.
So
It's not as rough as when I try to ad-lib one with a bunch of people that had never been on the show before.
yeah. Well,
That was
you know what?
rough.
You did okay with that.
I think I did pretty good. It's almost like I'm the guy that wrote and recorded the commercial. You know?
Get the fuck out of here! You're the guy that did that. No
Right?
way.
Fuck yeah. And I still
I want
don't
your
know
autograph.
all of it. I still don't know all of it. Like the whole intro, like I have to read that shit. I had to listen to the other one and write it down so that I could put the words the same. And then, of course, the original had me and Sam going back and forth, which I like better. But you got to admit, as weird and tinny as it is, you got to like the different vocal effects that I'm using going back and forth.
I love the different vocal effects you have with it. The only criticism I have is when the intro stops and the back and forth starts.
It's a big
just
drop.
a hair. The silence is just a hair too long.
Yeah, we could fix that probably. I don't know. I think I saved it correctly this time, dude. When he bent down to talk into that microphone, I was terrified that he wasn't gonna stop. I thought he was just gonna go fucking all the way down on it, and his teeth were gonna hit the fucking mic stand. It wasn't the gag reflex that was gonna bother me because there is none to be had there, but I was afraid his teeth was gonna hit the fucking mic stand and just bang.
That's all right. And the worst part about it is my front two teeth are fake, so that would have been even worse.
Hockey boy?
Swimming pool.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, I was on the diving team, and when I was in high school, bet you didn't know that. I was on the diving team.
Did
when
you
I
wear
was in high school.
Speedos?
Yes, I was on the diving team
Did
when I was
or does?
Both.
Yes. I haven't found one that'll
and I
cover
was
my tiny.
I was learning a new dive. I was learning a 1.5 front flip, and it was. I'm not going to get into the details of it, but anyhow, we were also screwing around with the tension of the board because there's a big wheel on the side of the board you can put up and down
To make it more
the length
springy
of-
or more firm.
Yeah, right. And we were messing around with it all the way back, so it was super bouncy. And I hit the board once, and then when I hit the board the second time, it flung me out. And when I went into the water, I hit the incline of the pool with my face, knocked my front two teeth out.
Huh. Ooh. I never considered teeth being knocked out by water before. I mean, it makes sense.
No, I hit the
board.
incline of the pool.
Oh shit!
Yeah, where it goes from the shallow end to the deep end, it shot me out so far. I hit into the 6-foot area and hit the incline of the pool with my face.
That'd be a way more
Oh my God.
baller story if you just changed it to be like it sent me up so high that my face hit the water and it just pushed my teeth in.
No, hit. I only had my hands about this far out, and it shot my hands up and it boom hit me in the.
Fuck yeah!
Did everybody
was-
hold up signs?
No, my fucking diving instructor was like,
he did halfway through the jump time, stood still. He pulled up the help sign and then just continued his plummet.
yeah. When I come up out of the water, my diving instructor's standing there like, "Oh my God, are you fucking okay?" And I was like, I spit my teeth out into my hand. I was like, "This is a problem." Then I went to the dentist.
Yeah,
And
as
he put
one
new
does.
teeth in my mouth.
How old were you?
16, 17.
You cried a
Fucking
little,
thank
didn't you?
God.
No, it didn't hurt at all. My hands hit and like I opened my mouth to go like, "Oh fuck." And when I did, it just scraped my teeth right off the bottom of the pool. Fuck. Didn't hurt, just snapped them. And
You're lucky I wasn't 2 years later. You'd have been paying for them teeth.
yeah, no shit.
So let's do this a little different because you probably got the one that could talk about some shit. How's your week, Jason?
Dude.
Nobody ever asks you that.
Dude, my week was fucking nuts. Work daylight.
Knocking futs.
Work daylight all week.
I don't want to hear about your fucking work schedule this week.
Okay, it's not my work schedule. Then I had a golf outing on Friday where we got hammered.
Was it for a charity?
No, it was for work.
Oh, okay.
Then we had a golf outing yesterday for my brother-in-law's bachelor party. And I did not get hammered at that one. However,
how about last night though?
No.
Okay.
Well, I went back to his. I stopped drinking about 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Went back to his house. We played some cornhole. I ate. And then, yeah.
Fucking tossing beanbags for you.
And yeah, I actually went home at like 10 o'clock last night. Got home, did some cleaning up around the house.
Forgot to set the alarm.
I didn't forget to set the alarm. I turned it off this morning when it was going off. I reached over and I hit the other button instead of the snooze button. Turned it right the fuck off.
This is why I do. So I even slept 10 minutes later than I meant to. I thought I was going to be the one pushing it, but I'm like, we'll get it set up. There's two of us. We'll be good. Well, if there was two of us, we would have been. But I have
What am I,
specifically.
chopped liver? I helped you.
You helped me bring it in,
Yeah.
not set it up,
Okay.
which is not to your detriment. You don't know how to set it up. And to be fair, I don't think I do either. But
You did a
dude,
fine
I'm
job.
playing with the freaking USB ports. I'm like, I don't know which one's the one that needs to be switched. I figured it out eventually.
Hey, you got both cameras work?
Yeah, it took me a while.
No problem.
But I have so I have my phone alarm, which is directly next to my bed, and I have to set an initial alarm that I'll snooze. The next alarm, so when it snoozes 10 minutes, right? Then I have one set for 11 minutes, 12 minutes, and 13 minutes after the original one. So if I get a little feisty with the snooze.
What?
No. I'm not going to wake up to all of those. The point is, if I fucking hit snooze within a minute, I'm going to hit it again. You know what I mean? So I don't, because I need it. I know I'm going to snooze at least once. I know myself. I'm going to. But then I set the following alarms to be sequential because it'll frustrate, motherfucker, I'll be trying to turn them off.
That's a great way to wake up.
I have to solve a puzzle.
Frustrated, yelling,
Yes.
motherfucker.
I'm always frustrated when I wake up.
What a great way to wake up.
It's not.
So there's a puzzle on my alarm that I have to fucking turn on, like a memory puzzle that you have to do to get the alarm to stop going. And then I have an alarm clock on the other side of the room on my dresser, which is I have to walk. And it doesn't always stop me. Sometimes I'll be like, fuck this shit, and I'll go back to bed and still snooze it. But there's enough in place there that pretty much no matter what, as long as I set them, I'm cool.
When and I'm sure Jeff, you can attest to this because you were in the military, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of. He was in the Air Force.
When
Thank you for your service.
my dad had fucking powerbomb you for saying that.
He ain't here though, is
The
he?
only people that can say that are other veterans.
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you didn't serve, you can't say shit.
here's my take. Sam was in the Air Force, so open game. I mean, obviously low standards, and I get to pick on Sam, so by extension, the Air Force is fair.
Actually, the Air Force has the highest standards
game. Of intelligence.
of everything.
Okay. How'd you get in?
Proof's in the pudding.
This is going to be episode number 84. Jeff Scales beats the shit out of Corey Banks.
Yeah. And he liked it.
So my point that I was going to make
The rest
is
of the week.
when I was in the police academy, I was, it's the discipline that you're taught there. And I would wake up 5 minutes before my alarm went off in the mornings. And I got up at 5:30 to go. And, dude, you've got no idea. If you keep yourself in decent shape, exercise and wake up before your alarm goes off, how much
This is not for
better,
me.
how
Life
much
is.
better your day and
This
your
is
life
not
is.
for me.
I usually wake up before my alarm as well.
Do you exercise?
Yeah.
How often? What do you
Fucking
do?
look at him.
Well, in the summer, I take a little bit of a break from the gym because I'm doing other stuff, hiking, kayaking.
So he's doing the work
playing
to
pickleball,
get
whatever.
into that Speedo. Once he's in the Speedo, it's chill time.
But in the
You know what I
winter,
mean?
you can ask my wife. In the winter, I'm at the gym a lot.
You
At
go early
least
too,
3 or
right?
4 days a week,
Okay.
if not more.
Jeff,
Okay.
don't you go early?
Yeah, usually.
Because I know you were dragging Sam along with you, and he was having trouble keeping up. And I know it was like an early day.
Yeah.
So
I like to have a gym partner. It keeps me motivated and keeps me going. But it's hard to find gym partners that want to get up and get after it. Sure. At 5 a.m.
Yeah, sure. The fuck is.
It's hard to find gym partners that want to get after it, period.
Yeah.
But if you add the 5 a.m. piece to it and
that's people, like a lot of like professional people and like high functioning people that go to the gym go at like 4 a.m.
Yeah, it sets your day.
All right, I'm gonna just stop everybody for a second so I can say thank you everybody in the Junkies program for your fucking service because we got Keith Kilburn, we got Chris, everybody's rattling off their service. I just want to say it once. Thank you guys all. I certainly do not disparage what you do or anything like that. And just it's fun to pick on certain groups. You know what I mean? And there's only so many you could get away with now, or you get canceled. You know what I mean? But just so everybody knows, I fully support all of our people in arms.
Fucking Space Force.
Space Horse.
I'll tell you what. If I were,
you said Space Horse, and that created a cartoon in my head that is so much better than anything you're about to say.
if I were like
Space Horse,
a senior in high school, like. Just because of my own proclivities, that's probably what I'd look into. I'd look into the Space Force. I'd want to be a fucking guardian. Let's go. Send me.
Well, when I looked
in a
into
rocket.
my
Dude,
dad
that's a
was
good
in the
show,
Navy,
by the way.
And when I told him I was going to go in the military, he was automatically assuming that I was going to be Navy. And I told him, I said, no, I didn't join the Navy, and I joined the Air Force instead. And when my thought process was that with the Marines, you have to eat, sleep, breathe, and shit hoorah 24/7 in order to really embrace that lifestyle. The Navy at that time, there was no women on any ships except for like a couple supply ships and hospital ships. And that was a no bueno right there. I wanted to be around women. And the Army, you bivouacked in the mud, and it was horrible conditions,
getting grammar
all the way
policed.
around. And the Air Force had the hottest looking chicks. I met my wife in the Air Force.
Your wife's a good looking woman.
And
terrifying.
And they had the best food, the best lodging, the best training. And they had a standard where you couldn't be a complete dumbass to join. You had to have some level of intelligence. So
I joined the Navy.
It was
actually
a no-brainer for me.
Just for the record, I did join the Navy. I went to boot camp and everything. I just couldn't get through boot camp, but not for the reasons you would expect. It wasn't the crayon eating. I had a couple of issues. First of all, recruitment process, bad, right? The recruiters essentially just tell you to lie about everything. So I joined the Navy at 19, I think. I'd been diagnosed with PTSD whenever I was 15 for reasons we won't talk about on the show. And then also, I didn't know yet what was wrong with my knee, but I had tore my ACL shortly before joining and didn't even know what it was. I didn't have corrective surgery. I didn't know that was what I was suffering from. And so I got to boot camp. Essentially, it was a two-part. Like, I was mentally pushing myself through it, but then we started to do the first day where they did the intense training, like fucking where you're exercising. We're doing shoulder rolls. And by that point, I was so fucking like physically exhausted. My legs started buckling back and forth sideways at the knee because of my ACL. Like, my body was stressed and I started fucking shaking. My knee was kicking out back and forth. And I'm like freaking out. And then that, of course, triggers the PTSD and makes shit tough. And like, they're like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Blah, 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 blah. And they pull me in and start yelling at me like, why didn't you tell why didn't you disclose this shit and stuff? And I'm like, recruiter told me not to. And they're
recruiter right under the bus.
Oh yeah,
just fucking hit him with it.
Well, I mean, fucking bro, he set me up.
Told me to lie.
He set me up for failure real bad, man. Like, not only did I suffer from a fucking PTSD pre-joining the military, but I had a physical condition that would prevent me from getting through boot camp, dude. So And like the problem was, so like then they'd be, yelling at me and I'd freeze up. Like it wasn't like that I'd freak out or anything, the PTSD. Like I couldn't respond when they would yell and address me. I'd just be frozen. And so like
Noted.
So when they go, it ain't gonna work for you. You're not scary enough. Scales' wife, yes. But
she wanted to be in drill
they
instructor.
pulled me. She would have been good. They pulled me into the fucking office, like of the room we're in for boot camp, and like they actually turned it off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, I just coughed up everything, and so they're like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "Well, I'd like to find out what's wrong with my knee. I don't know if it's torn meniscus or whatever." And so they said, "Well, we need to check in a couple of things," and they're like, no matter what it is, you're looking at surgery, recovery, fucking then doing boot camp. And I'm like, I signed up for boot camp. I'm going to be here for whatever, 2-3 months. Well, they're like, you're going to have to do your surgery, rehab, all that shit, then do boot camp. And you can't go home until you do. So I was like looking at being in boot camp for a year,
Okay.
essentially. And then the other issues persisted. And I was like, man, I don't think I want to hang out here for this. So I got a general discharge. Not honorable nor dishonorable.
Well, that sucks.
It's like I was never
That's too
in.
bad.
But recruiters, some of them are sleazy.
I have a very brief military story, and I shout out to my recruiter
Okay,
who told me the fucking truth.
fair.
So when I went signed up for the Army, and what I wanted to do in the Army was be a pilot. Wanted to be a helicopter pilot, and was going through all this shit.
Did you already
with it.
have a degree?
No. So that was the first thing, which I was fine with. Yeah, I'll go to college, get a degree, then we'll go that route.
Yeah, because to be an O, you have to have
Right.
an officer. You
Yeah.
have to have a degree.
And he was like, "You're never going to be a pilot." I'm like, "Why not?"
Eyesight?
He says, "You wear fucking glasses."
Yep.
He says, "They're never going to let you be a pilot, man." He said, "I'm going to be straight with you."
Yeah.
He said, "I'm not going to fuck with you or fuck you around or anything like that. You will never be a pilot." I said, "Well, what about the eye surgery?" And in the year 2000, it was not advanced enough
Right.
and not common enough because,
That's why my cousin didn't join.
well, had I had the eye surgery I have now, because I didn't get LASIK, I got photorefractive keratotomy, which they don't cut your eye, flap it open, treat the eye, then put it back. They remove the first layer of cornea, treat the eye, and then you put bandage contacts on, and your eyes heal regularly. So there's no chance of me traveling or and it coming open or it failing. So had I got that back then, had that been a technology that was available to me back then that wasn't like $60,000, I would have been able to. I would have probably gone to college, gotten my degree, gone back in, and been a helicopter pilot.
To be fair, and for the record, I did score like ridiculously high on the fucking tests.
On the
And
LSAT.
I don't think that's like real hard because I'm thinking most of the people that take that test are people that are probably not going to college.
Back in
and
the
doing other
2000s,
shit,
it probably wasn't.
Yeah.
It's a little higher.
But
think the
I
standards are a
was
little higher
like
now.
99th percentile or something. Like they were like, you could choose any job you want. Like I was going to go to Pensacola and do computer systems for the aircraft.
That's a good job, but the best job in the Navy is in their nuke program.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
That's where
they
the
were
most
like,
intelligent,
yeah, they were
enlisted
like,
people
you
go
could do
is
anything
the nuke
you want.
program, and it's got an incredibly high washout rate. If you fail one test, then you're washed out. You're done.
See, I'm an intelligent guy, but I want to like kill people. So, I mean, if I were to go into the military, that's what I wanted to do.
What you need to do is start tracking your embossed rolls better.
Which is a lie, because you know what kind of helicopter I wanted to fly? I wanted to fly Chinook.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
morning, Marcy. What's
I
up,
wanted to
Louis
fly Chinook.
Lamana?
I think they're so fucking cool.
Yeah, they are cool. Yeah, I think the Cobra's the coolest though.
So how was the
Are they-
bachelor party though?
It was standard. We golfed,
yeah.
and then we went back to his sister's
It's
house,
kind of lame.
and
No
we
strippers.
no
His
strippers,
sister
no nothing
stripped.
like that.
His sister
Jesus
stripped.
Dude, we were talking
It was
last
a West
night.
Virginia bachelor party.
My brother-in-law brought it up last night. So a couple
My two
years
cousins
ago,
and my sister were there.
so my wife was in like 4 weddings, like within a short time of us getting together, and we had no money, man. Like we were we had no money. We kind of still don't, but like we had no money coming in. And so she's constantly buying like bridesmaid dresses and shoes and all that shit. And I'm like, can we stop this? Like, this is costing way too much money, you know? Like, we did it cool, man. Like, we went to fucking Larry's Roadhouse and got married, you know? Like, our shit was cheap. So many years have passed since then. A couple years ago, we hit this point where my cousin and my brother-in-law both had their weddings planned. One was in December and one was in April. They both asked me to be best man in their wedding. And so from going from never being in a wedding party to being best man in 2 weddings, you know, so then I had to do 2 bachelor parties, all that happy shit. But we went for my cousin's wedding. My cousin's pretty straight edge. Like, he likes to drink scotch and shit a little bit, but he's pretty straight edge. Like, strip club was never happening, all that stuff, you know. So I took him to Chipino in the Strip District, which, if you haven't been there, that place is dope as fuck, dude. It is.
Is that a restaurant?
Super high-end steak restaurant with an adjoined cigar bar. Best selection of scotch in the fucking city, from my understanding. And I didn't know this at the time. So you eat the minimum price on your plate.
What's it called?
Is $50. Chipino, CIOPPINO.
Oh, I've been there.
Okay.
Yeah, me and my buddy Doug and
Which Doug?
Doug Hoover.
Hoover. I know Hoover.
Yeah.
His wife saw things she wishes she could unsee.
And Big John.
She was the urologist on the Hoover night. And he was like, I'm not related to this guy. I'm like, okay.
I had Chilean sea bass.
Dude, that place is dope, right?
Yeah.
So I found out later on, you can get your food to eat in the cigar portion. So you could literally have a fucking cigar with your meal, which is cool as fuck.
Yeah, that's cool.
But so, you know, we eat in the thing, and then we move into the bar afterward, the cigar bar. And there's this fucking ginormous, you know my brother-in-law, Jason?
Mm-hmm.
Not a small man.
Mm-mm.
So this fucking dude just rolls up behind him. This guy's been loud as fucking rowdy on the other side of the bar all night. He's coming back from the restroom or something. And fucking, he walks up behind Sean, who's sitting on a couch, and palms his head like a basketball. Fucking, like his thumb is touching one ear, his pinky's touching the other ear. That's how big this guy is. He's like 6'9". And just walks up and is like, "What up? What's up, assholes?" And like at this time, I'm watching from the other side, and I watch his face as he turns. So like Sean's like, his face is like pissed. Like, who the fuck's coming up at me like this? And he looks up to see this man, and he just goes from this to hi, please don't squeeze. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm sitting on the other side of the fucking room watching this go. I'm like, man, I've never been in a fight in my life. Like, if I have to, I will go fight this man because these are my fucking people. But please, God, don't make me have to. Like, it would have been like, he could have fit his hand around my body and thrown me like a dart. This fucking guy. Dude was awesome as fuck. He was like, buy a round for the whole party. Yeah, anything you guys want, fucking buy it. And the waitress comes over. I was like, does he really mean anything we want? And she's like, well, I'd say you could order the Macallan 12. I wouldn't get the 18 for everybody.
Right.
I was like, okay. Like, I don't know this guy. Like, I don't want to mess up.
And who was he again?
He was a Pittsburgh Steeler.
No, his name was Seamus O'Toole. Fucking, my brother-in-law looked him up afterward. Has something to do with like fucking one of the Mellon Bank or something, like some super high up in the fucking banking industry in Pittsburgh. So like the
Just
dude
come in, grabbed your brother-in-law's head
by the fucking head. Yeah, looked like he could have picked him up off the couch that way if he wanted to.
What the fuck?
It was cool, but he's very in your face, man. Like, we did not know
That's a
what was
rather
happening.
abrupt icebreaker to buy
Indeed.
everybody drinks.
If that dude was anybody else, people would have been standing up and puffing their chests out and doing the gorilla thumps and shit. If you look at this guy and you're like, oh, please be friendly. It take the fight out of you as soon as you seen him. This dude, cool fucking place for a bachelor party. If you want to play, first of all, their steak's incredible. Their food's incredible.
I think John and Doug both had their steaks. And
Dude.
like I said, I got the Chilean sea bass.
Place was
really
fucking
good.
nice, but it's not inexpensive. Hey, Speaking of Doug's, what's up there, Dougie Eggert? Let's go ahead and talk about the cigar we're smoking today, shall we?
Indeed. It's a good stick.
It's time for the Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Just the Tip Cigars. Are you looking for the best selection of boutique cigars? Do you want the tried and true legacy brands that are synonymous with the cigar lifestyle? Do you want luxurious cutters, lighters, and other accessories? Do you want to relax in the most comfortable cigar lounge in the burg? Then you want Just the Tip Cigars. Conveniently located in the Bavarian Village Shopping Center in South Park, Pennsylvania, Just the Tip Cigars has been tailor-built to your smoking needs. Whether you visit in person or on the web at justthetipcigars.com, when it comes to cigars, Just the Tip is the whole package. That's right, guys, the whole package, as in Jeff Scales' package. Today only, come down to Just the Tip Cigars, and you can meet the package. That could be. Do you like that nickname better than Good Looking Jeff? Can we just call you the package?
I like El Jefe the best.
That's not happening. You can't like it too much, or it's no fun to call you. You know.
He likes it because it's dual purpose. First off, it's his name.
That's right.
And it means the boss.
That's right. I still like the package. Like fucking, maybe your backstory is you didn't live in Virginia. Maybe you're from Jersey Shore.
No. So far from Jersey Shore.
I mean, the fucking tanning, the fucking, you are.
I work outside.
Yeah. All right.
I'm in construction, man. I work outside.
We are smoking. Let's see if I can even pronounce this shit.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
This is the Roma Craft Quinquagenario. The Quinquagenario.
That's it.
It sounds like a fucking Avengers airplane. It is a 5x50 Robusto with an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper and a binder and fillers from the Dominican Republic. The collaboration between Roma Craft Tobacco and Ernesto Perez Carrillo of EPC, made actually at Perez's Tabacalera La Alianza SA in the Dominican Republic, not at Fabrica de Tabacos Nico Sueno SA, which is the Nicaraguan factory where literally every other cigar for Roma Craft has been made. So I believe this cigar was actually created to celebrate Skip Martin's birthday. I don't know if it's 60 birthday, 50 birthday, something like that.
It would be so quinquagenarian would be like, have you ever heard 54? Like septuagenarian or octogenarian?
Yes.
Quinquagenarian is the 50 to 59.
Okay. So I believe
I'm a quinquagenarian then.
There you go.
Are.
So it was to celebrate, I believe, his 50th birthday. It was announced 2 years ago and made with Ernesto. So fucking Ernesto Perez Carrillo is the guy that created the American version of the Liguria Cubana. Liguria Cubana back in the heyday when it was fucking huge was his cigar. And fucking EPC, being fucking just out of his mind awesome, sells a cigar to fucking General Cigars, buys it. He sits for his non-compete and then fucking comes back and starts slinging again, much in the way that Christian Eiroa did. So it'll be interesting to see if he sells out to fucking General for millions for a second time, because that would be the baller fucking move. However, with that being said, very happy with this so far. Definitely the most mild Roma Craft I've had.
This is a good stick.
It's like
really
usually
good.
A Roma Craft punches you in the teeth like the fucking shallow end of the swimming pool. You know what I mean? This is
I see what you did there.
Bringing it back around. This is pretty approachable, actually.
Yeah,
but it's very good.
It's got some good strength to it. It's definitely not a weak cigar.
It's medium plus. I'd say probably six or something like that.
This is right about where I like it. Right about where I like it.
But it's not bad. What do you think, Jeff?
I agree. It's definitely a medium plus. I'm a medium to medium minus. Typically, is where my wheelhouse is.
I'm just the minus.
And this is kind of right on the edge, but still within the profile that I like.
So you're not out there smoking like the fucking Neanderthals and shit like that. Okay.
Nah.
Okay. I got a little bit of a better idea where you sit now.
Yeah. I mean, the acids were my gateway, and I quickly, after a couple months,
and the
moved
LSD
out of that and moved into Connecticut or Maduros, and I'm kind of sticking in. I really like the Connecticut and Maduros, and this is.
It's funny that you put those together because Connecticut like Shade and Maduro are kind of pretty opposites. So like when you say that, you're like, I like this and this. It actually means you have a pretty broad spectrum of stuff that you like.
Right, I do, and I smoke a lot of different cigars.
Yeah.
I try.
I like that about you.
I try it.
You're not scared.
Yeah, I try a bunch of
Yeah, I
different
think
types.
you and I have bought cigars together.
You guys are very
of-
similar in a place of like experience. You guys
I
are
like to
like
think
would
so,
be
yeah.
good cigar buddies to go in and just try something together and see how
And we
each
do.
of you.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it.
that's what I was getting at. We've gone in and been like, oh, what do you think looks fucking good? And Jeff's like, oh, what have you tried? And I've tried this, and then we buy out Dave of all of his fucking Tiger Lilies. So.
right? That's a great stick.
Oh, I fucking love
Isn't
that.
that a
cigar.
character from Peter Pan?
It is. It's
All
the little Indian chick,
There you go.
or Native American, or however you want to call it.
I was watching fucking like the third version of What If Google Was a Man the other day. Like What If Google Was a Guy?
What if Google was?
You ever watch those videos?
No.
Oh my god, they're so fucking good. It's they're college humor videos.
Okay.
And it's like just the shit people say into the voice, into a search box for Google.
Yeah.
You know what I
Just a
mean?
YouTube thing.
Yes. It is brilliant. It is so fucking funny. And it'd be like some big dude wrote, men have nipples, why? And he's like, what? Let me look that up for you. But just the random shit, like the typos. At one point, he's like, your search for yielded no results, and then it turns the camera over, and it's just a cat with its paws on the keyboard. But then there's this like 12-year-old kid that's like, I don't remember the ethnicity, but he's like, big booty Dominican goddess or something, and he's like, really? And fucking like pulls the Jergens over, and he's like, really? And then the guy from this guy from Smash Mouth, no, one of the other fucking like super pasty college rock bands.
Creed.
No. It's like not like serious music. It's like that fucking
The Bare Naked Ladies.
No. I'm not gonna remember it. I think it's named after the dude. So anyway, he's got a very Zach from fucking Saved by the Bell thing going on in terms of his appearance.
Weezer?
No. Jesus fucking Christ. Stop guessing because we're not going to figure it out. So anyway, he's like, searches his own name. He's like, Sugar Ray. Is Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray.
He goes,
okay.
"Is Sugar Ray ironically cool yet? Question mark. And the guy just looks back. He's like, sorry. And he's like, oh. He's like, big booty Dominican princess. And fucking pulls the Jergens over. It's fantastic, dude. It's so good. Again, it's not Dominican. I don't remember what it was.
Good
But
enough for me.
It's a great skit, dude. It is. You have to watch. There's 3 of them at least. They're good. Fucking Jeff's watching TV over here.
No, I'm good.
That will definitely get us DRM.
Sam would have muted the TV. Is all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? But screw Sam because he's
Wonder
not
what
fucking
Sam's
here.
doing right now. So it's,
Hopefully his
it's
wife.
almost 7 a.m. They're 3 hours behind us.
Yes.
That dude. If
So
there
it's
was
almost 7.
if there's ever a married couple that deserved time to themselves,
I agree.
it's them,
Oh,
bro.
God.
Holy
Totally
fucking
agree.
shit. Triplets, dude, business, she's busy with doing like her super successful, work gig and shit. So like hats off to you, man. I
Look,
hope you're getting some
This guy picked
morning breath right now.
I was just gonna say that.
This guy picked probably the most difficult time in his life to start a business.
And
Yeah.
not an easy business.
what,
not a
6-year-old
business
triplets?
that's gonna
Yeah,
make him
6-year-old trip. The only thing that would have made it worse is if he'd have done it 3 years ago.
Well, he started
Right.
when they were 5.
Sure.
Yeah.
So if he would have
Like,
started
put
when
it
they were 2
together.
or 3,
Yeah. It's a lot, man. And like kudos to her to like be like, oh, no, yeah, I'll handle, making all the money and taking care of the kids while you go spend a year fucking building a business that
While you
don't get me
pursue your
wrong.
dream.
Sam is making this way more successful than realistically anybody should be able to. Like, he does a great job. He's a great businessman. He's charismatic. He's doing real well. But like, it's still a fucking cigar shop. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to make millions of
You
dollars.
want to know the
with
biggest
this.
compliment that I heard while I've been helping Sam out here at the shop.
I'd rather hear the best insult, but go ahead.
Yesterday, a guy came in here and he goes, "This is my first time in." So I gave him the tour just like Sam does and showed him around and stuff. And he says, "All my friends come in here and I work a lot and I haven't had a chance to come in, but all my friends rave about this shop. They rave about it so much that most of my friends previously would buy boxes of cigars, but they stopped doing that. And now they just buy 2 or 3 so that they can come into the shop more often and cool. Hang out and talk to Sam."
That's awesome.
What that
I
is?
literally got chills.
What?
Yeah,
No way.
Fucking,
I swear to God, that's
dude,
what he
that
said.
is.
I was like, holy shit, that is the best compliment you could ever
I
get.
absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. That is worlds. That's worlds beyond a compliment.
So check this out, because you don't listen to every episode. A couple weeks ago, our daughter's boyfriend's parents invite us to come up to their camp to like go hang out on the pontoon with them for the day and shit, right? So we go and I meet her boyfriend's father for the first time. I'm like introducing myself real quick and shit, and like, hey, like, I brought cigars. Hope that's okay. He's like, yeah. He's like, I smoke cigars, sometimes. He's like, actually, I smoked 2 last night. He's like, hey, have you seen that new Just to Tip cigars over in South Park? And I'm like, yeah. Like, I do my podcast. I'm like, he's the other guy on my T-shirt. Like, I was wearing the right shirt for the fucking occasion. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, like, I've been in that place during every stage. Like, before he demoed it, when it was still a Chinese restaurant, like, I was in there looking at it when he was like, it's going to be this, this, and this. Now, that floor plan changed like 18 times before the week was done and shit. But I'm like, yeah. So, like, of all the small world ass shit, you know what I mean? Just right out the gate being like, hey, have you seen that Just to Tip cigars? And I'm like, yeah, I've been there once or twice.
Just kind of playing it down a little bit. You're like, I think
had he been in before,
there,
or he had just heard about it?
Well, he's like some high up in fire departments over here. Like he repairs and maintains fire trucks and shit.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, well,
and
he has a pretty good connection with Sam then, probably.
Oh yeah, well, like
Sam
got the whole fire department at South Park smoking cigars. Like, they come in as a group and buy like 2 boxes every single day, and then they'll all like communally smoke through them and come back and buy more. Like, he's like, he's like, the orders I'm having to put in because of these guys, it's insane, which is awesome.
Sure.
But yeah, dude. So like, yeah, and like,
it
turns out
he gives all veterans, active duty, and first responders.
Oh yeah, and to go hard into like the, hey, we're gonna do an event just for you guys, all that stuff. Very smart, very cool. Turns out this guy knows John Curcio as well. Shout out, Marcy. I see you out there.
All firefighters know John Curcio.
Well, I'm saying, that's what I asked him. I'm like, I assume you'd know this guy because fucking he's selling the equipment that you guys use and shit. And so, very small world. But why don't we go ahead and plow into the cigar news? We'll get it over with real quick. It's time for the cigar news, brought to you by Tom's Penworks. As a cigar smoker, you appreciate luxury. And as a premium cigar smoker, you appreciate handmade craftsmanship. And as a customer of Tom's Penworks, you'll appreciate the selection of custom-made, limited production items that you can show off to your friends. From handmade pens, pencils, bottle openers, cigar cases, and now custom rings, Tom will create something special for you or your loved one. Find him on the web at etsy.com/shop/Tom's Penworks. And as always, you can find the link in the description for this episode. That's right. Time for the cigar news. Going to be pretty short this week. Just a couple items on the list. Aganorsa Leaf has announced the 7th iteration of the Supreme Leaf line. This time, the Aganorsa Leaf Supreme Leaf will come in the form of a 6x54 Perfecto. For the first time, the release will only be offered to Aganorsa Leaf select partners. Packaged in boxes of 10, the cigar will have a run of 1,500 boxes. So 15,000 cigars being made. So something that Evan Eggert taught me, old Dougie's son, is that when you're buying a cigar from anybody, if you want the best cigar they make, like just in terms of assuming everything else is equal, get it in a Torpedo or preferably a Perfecto, because it takes the most skilled rollers to make a shaped cigar like that. So it's tapered on both ends for Perfecto. So essentially you're getting, like, if you were going for a less expensive brand, something that's sold online, which is something that Evan does a lot of or used to, maybe you get some duds in there. Maybe you get one that doesn't draw super well. But if you get the Perfecto, you got the best roller making them. And chances are you're going to have the best construction experience.
That's great advice.
Yeah. So, like, if you're ever like, I don't really know, or I had a bad experience with drawing on this cigar before, but I want to try it again, go to a Perfecto, because that was the most skilled guy making that.
Interesting.
That is.
Really Black Label Trading Company Bishop's Blend. Here's a word for you. Novem Dialis. Set to hit retailers. The line was created as part of Black Label Trading Company's 10th anniversary. The name Novem Dialis refers to the 9-day mourning period following the death of a pope, which is, damn, that's specific as shit.
That's pretty cool.
That is very specific, man. Like, that is a cigar that you can only get to smoke like once every 20 years right there.
More than that. How many popes have we gone through?
Wow. I mean, it doesn't hurt that they're generally older dudes by the time they make it, I guess. But
My entire life, I've only been through 3.
Yeah, you don't get through. You don't change popes unless they die.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But it's oddly specific. You know what I mean? Like, if I was gonna make one, I'd be like, the take a leak cigar. So you'd have to fucking smoke like 5 of them a day. You know what I mean? So anywho, off the bathroom habits here, the cigar is described as a revised iteration of the original Bishop's Blend, highlighted by a Pennsylvania broadleaf tobacco. So if y'all are interested in the black labels and you're feeling still a little blue about the Pope, the last Pope that we lost, that's the guy for you, I guess. Not much for the Catholic.
When were you born?
65.
How many popes?
1, 2,
How
3,
many
4,
popes
5.
have died in your
5.
lifespan?
Well, I'm
How
not
many
Catholic, so I'm
popes?
not up on it too much.
I know Benedict. I don't think one of them didn't die. I don't think Pope
I don't
Benedict
think the last
died.
one died, right?
Oh.
Right, that's Benedict.
Yeah.
That was the last one. I don't think he died.
Yeah, and he was the
see
first
who's in
pope
the
to
audience?
retire.
Yeah, he
in like
retired.
200 years or something.
Because John Paul II was 78 to 2005.
Yeah.
So that was, and then the Pope before him, John Paul I was 1978 to 1978. I don't know what happened to that guy. But before him was Paul the VI, and he was 63 to 78.
What's up, Sammy? Hope you're rehydrating. He's not behind you, fucking Jesus. Jason. He's just watching. He's just watching. He's
Jason thought he
rehydrating.
was walking through the door.
I imagine he's a milk guy, but he's probably double fisting. He probably got the OJ carton in one hand and the milk carton in the other, trying to replenish all those bodily fluids that he's lost over the last 24 hours, hopefully. Hopefully there's some story. The last time he was in Vegas, he got mounted by a fucking worker on the street. So hopefully
He got mounted?
Yes.
Come again?
Well, I mean, I don't know if he came the first time, but he got mounted. Somebody just jumped on his back when he went up there for PCA. I believe it was a lady.
You got to tell this story. I've never heard this.
I mean, you got to ask Sam because, like, I'm not going to be able to give you the details as well. I just know that he got popped. Somebody just rocked themselves out full weight on his back, and it was a thing. It was a thing.
I'm going to take a brief hiatus while
You don't have to. You got to train him better, Sam. Just quietly move on to your duties. Go to the humidor, buddy. What, are you selling cigars or brawny paper towels? If anybody wonders what the Brawny Man looks like in 2023, still the quicker picker upper.
The quilted quicker picker.
Pick up a sale right now. Bounty.
That's it.
Hell yeah, man. Do you ever see the episode of The Simpsons where Marge is infatuated with the generic version of the Brawny guy? I think it's Bounty or something, and she's like, writing letters to him, and they so Homer and Bart find out about it, and they like send her a fake letter back, like, I'd like to come to your house, and she's like having sex fantasies about him and shit, and so like she goes to open the door, and it's fucking Barney in a flannel shirt. Hi, Marge. That's exact. I'm that guy you like. It's pretty good times. Pretty good times.
The Simpsons. Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Have they done it yet? Are they the longest running sitcom?
Oh, by a long margin.
Because I know for a while they were behind like I Love Lucy or something like that.
No, they're past it by a good degree, dude. They're on season like 35 or 36 or something. It is absurd. And my wife will tell you, I've seen every season hundreds of times because that's my bedtime TV show. So I like noise when I go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
The nice thing, but the problem is like watching TV in bed. If I'm watching TV in the living room, there's a different dynamic. For some reason, you put a TV show on and I've eaten anything and I will be comatose in moments, like minutes. But in bed, if you put anything on that I haven't seen before or I'm even remotely interested in, I won't be able to sleep because my mind is paying attention to what's on the TV.
Sure.
The nice thing about The Simpsons is I can see the whole episode with my mind closed just by hearing the dialogue. You know what I mean? It's like I've seen this 15 times.
Gotcha.
I know exactly what's happening. I don't need to fucking look up. So I could put on The Simpsons. Anything else, I'd be awake all night. Simpsons, within 10 minutes, I'm out. So that is always playing in the background. And so I'll cruise through seasons in like a week because it just plays while I'm sleeping.
Holy cow. Dude, I'm like looking at the longest running sitcoms.
Yes, sir.
And just a few of them I've gotten through. So it's the top 20.
Okay.
And at number 20 is Friends
No, sir. I don't like it.
with 10 years, 236 episodes.
That's not very long.
A bunch of the ones at the bottom are 10 years, like Married with Children, The Jeffersons, Cheers,
Should we
Frasier,
leave him alone in there?
MASH.
He works at Old Allegheny.
What else you
So
got?
what else? Will and Grace is
Oh, no
number
shit.
14.
I just like the drunk friend.
Modern
was great.
Family is in there.
What is this you talking about?
The
Longest
longest
running
running sitcoms. Murphy Brown.
Modern Family, good show.
Number 11 is Bob's Burgers.
Oh, really?
Modern Family is only good because of Sofia Vergara.
Are you fucking shitting me?
She is.
Dude, don't get me wrong.
She is
She's
my hall
attractive. No, dude.
She is your all pass.
What's her name? Claire?
She is attractive.
Way
You
hotter.
said like she's attractive, I guess. She's the hottest.
No, she's
looking.
very attractive, but she's not the one I pick from that show.
Oh,
It's Claire.
God, no
Fucking Happy
way.
Gilmore? Come on, going to the happy place?
Sofia Vergara.
When I hear going into the happy place, the only thing I think of is fucking Chris Farley.
For why?
Because don't you remember like when he
Oh! Whenever it was his not happy place.
and then his
when
mom
Shooter fucked up his happy place.
and was making out with his grandma
Yeah.
who was wearing the kiss mask.
And
for some
but
reason.
what that actress Claire, well, whoever the fuck her name is, she was still in it. She was just in black lingerie instead of white lingerie. I think I went through puberty when I seen that scene. It was like, well, we still had another 6 months to go, but bloop.
There goes now.
Yeah.
Number 9 in this list is fucking King of the Hill.
No shit.
Yeah,
Damn it,
that's a
Bobby.
great show.
And King of the Hill was going for
Thank you, dear.
13 years.
Julie Bowen, my lovely wife, tells me
The fucking Big Bang Theory's number 8.
we are very similar to that couple, fucking Phil and Claire. But so much so that before I really was watching the show, like how much Modern Family do you watch? Do you watch enough to have a
None.
general?
I watched none of it.
Jeff,
I
no.
watch it very rarely. I
Okay.
don't watch a lot of TV.
Well, so I guess apparently, like Phil is just this goofy guy, man. Like he just get himself into situations he couldn't handle. He'd get himself in too deep all the time, and so every time they would do that, she'd look at him and go, "What's the plan, Phil?" Because like what were you gonna do next? You're in a tiger cage now. Like fucking, what were you gonna do when you got here? And my wife would do that to me. I would start doing something. She'd be like, "What's the plan, Phil?" And I'd have no context for what the hell she was talking about. But it's a great show.
You ready for the top 5?
Let's go
Okay, the top
in
5.
order.
I know the
number
one.
5.
Well, we
Everybody
all
knows
knows the
number
number one. But the top 5, I think is gonna. There might be a few curveballs in here.
Seinfeld was only like 9.
Nope, Seinfeld's not even in the top 10.
So
So number 5,
Family Guy.
with 18 plus years and 166 episodes, is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay,
Number 4,
Family Guy.
23 years and 110 episodes, is Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh,
Number 3,
Family Guy.
24 years,
It had to be in there somewhere.
409 episodes, Family Guy.
Yeah.
Can you guess number 2?
So, Family Guy, Simpsons. It's between the two of those. Sitcom. No, I can't.
26 years, 325 episodes, is South Park.
Okay,
Oh,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And number 1, 33 years, 750 episodes, The Simpsons.
Simpsons.
And I've seen them all like 10 times. I've slept through at least all of them 10 times,
If,
anyways.
if you have seen every episode of The Simpsons, assuming it's
How many years of your life would you have?
assuming that all
750 by
700
22 minutes.
we'll give you the whole half hour.
It's not. It's
Okay,
22
so
minutes.
22 minutes, 750 times 22 is 1,000 or
Okay.
16,500 minutes, which is
A lot of minutes.
275 hours.
It's a lot of hours. So that's like 10 days and 275.
Divided by 24. That is 11.4 days.
Okay. So it explains why I go through it so fast, because we got like 4 hours a night.
Yeah,
We go
that's
through.
true.
Did you ever see the episode where Homer smokes weed? It's my favorite episode.
No.
So you know what's awesome about The Simpsons is it's very much like this show. The way the show starts is never what the show's about.
Right.
It's always like, oh, we're going to go do this thing, and then they get sidelined into something else. It is never the thing that it starts with.
Sure.
So the beginning of this episode, fucking they're all sitting down to eat a healthy dinner, right? And they buy vegetables that are all like GMOs. They're all genetically modified. And so as they're sitting down, one of their potatoes eats a carrot off the plate. Like it just starts eating the carrot. And they're like, oof, that's it. From now on, I'm growing my own vegetables. So Marge starts a garden. Okay. And then all these crows come into the garden. So what'd she do? She builds a scarecrow, which Homer comes home drunk from the bar, is terrified, thinks there's a stranger in the fucking yard, sneaks up behind it, beats it with a fucking baseball bat, and destroys it. And then all the crows are like, you're our god because you destroyed the scarecrow. So he befriends like a whole murder of crows.
Okay.
Eventually, they have a disagreement. The crows turn on Homer and they end up trying to peck his eyes out. So he goes to fucking the doctor and they prescribe medical marijuana to help his eye pain. He starts smoking pot, ends up fucking being like the public figure for like keeping it legal and shit. And then they all get too high and space on the date and forget to vote. And then medical marijuana gets overturned in Springfield.
That's fitting.
Yeah. Great episode. It's like, oh man, we spaced on the date. Dude, best
Mo
episode.
goes back into business.
Something they didn't touch, ironically. But it's funny because Marge comes
wait
home.
a minute. Is this the one where they set up the thing in the back of Moe's because the bus driver wanted to buy pot but he wanted to
There's a different one. He wanted to buy it from a skeezy place. That's
Yeah.
when Marge starts working at like the fancy medical dispensary, or the not medical, but just a dispensary. And so yeah, like, you know, he's got the big thing of cheese balls, and they're
Yep.
fucking like there's a random bird in the room
and
and
he
shit.
like reads the disclaimer halfway through when he's buying the pot, and he's like, "This is completely legal," and blah 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 blah.
Is somebody just randomly playing a guitar in the corner, don't know
Yeah.
how to play it. No, this episode's great. So Marge comes home one day, she goes, "What's that smell?" And Lisa's like, "It smells like the art teacher's office." And So Marge is like wandered through the house and she finds Homer and Otto up in the attic, just eating like fucking microwave burritos and watching an old black and white TV up there, watching the Three Stooges.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Dude, awesome episode. It's fantastic. Start to finish, like the best episode of The Simpsons ever. Love it. So 24 years or 24 seasons, 2,400 hours is what he was saying. It's 33 seasons, 33 years.
I'll go right back to it. Give me a second.
Jesus, Jeff. Damaging the merchandise.
It is.
He is the quicker picker upper.
The Simpsons started running in 1989, and it is still going. So that's 33 plus years and 750 plus episodes.
Yeah, I'm only. I was born in '85,
so they have.
So I'm just barely older than.
They have like specials, and obviously there was a Simpsons movie,
right?
And they like the Halloween specials were an hour long, and I think there was.
They're not an hour long.
No,
they do one every year. It's actually usually. I think the first episode's usually a Christmas episode, and then it's like very. I don't know. But usually very early in the seasons, they have the Simpsons Halloween of Horrors episodes or whatever.
Yeah.
Which those are the ones that you can't skip the intro because the intro is fun to watch too.
Sure.
Because they always have like a little interlude. But let's talk about the events for the week, shall we?
Yes, we shall. There's no bump for the events.
I know. I was looking for the time. I thought you were going to play music. Usually you play music.
Oh, yeah, I play this.
So I was like giving you a little bit of time to just get the music running and shit. Happy. All right. September 23rd, Saturday, at Leading House Fine Cigars, Texas Tex and his Honky Tonk project for the Summer Deck concert series. Also on Saturday, September 23rd, at the Blind Fox, it's the halfway to Patty Day celebration. Join them for drink specials, free breakfast casserole, and good times. Thursday, September 28th at Superior Smoke Shop, the Sam Show Fall Blowout in Munhall. Details: buy 5, get 1, buy 10, get 2, buy 20, get 5, buy 25, get 7, and buy 30 or more and get 3 free for every 10 purchased. They decide the free cigars, which, fucking hopefully they're taking care of you. Not real sure. And then finally, this one's a little ahead of the game, but if you didn't know, we got booked back. So Saturday, October 28th, I put the wrong date in there. October 28th at Leaning House Fine Cigars, the Drum Junkies return for the Leaning House Halloween party. Costumes, cigars, music, and more. More details to come whenever Dave gets back in town. I will get the rest of the details, put them on the ad, the poster, and it'll, of course, be on all of our social medias. We picked up a drummer. So the fucking cigar box guitar man himself, Louis LaManna, will be playing the drums. We'll see if we snowball and pick anybody else up into this amalgamation of a group beforehand. But, dude, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to fucking do the show in costume.
I'll just go buy a fucking bass guitar now and get it over with.
Aren't you busy that day?
Yeah, it's my sister's wedding.
Yeah, I knew
she wouldn't mind if I missed it.
There you go.
Considering I'm officiating it.
Yeah, you'd be okay. Just do it there.
Yeah, we could.
Fucking.
I'll tell you what. We'll do the Strum Junkies from Nemacolin Country Club.
Yeah, you got to do it at the Leaning House. Just tell them, listen, you aren't going to mind. This is a cool place too.
Oh, we'll do her wedding at the Leaning House.
Yes.
Oh,
dude, come on, matching costumes, Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein. It'd be fucking beautiful.
My sister could pull it off too.
Yeah. Is this a different sister than I met?
Yes, my younger sister's getting
okay.
married. My older sister's never getting married.
I would. Yeah, she seemed kind of off put by the whole penis. Just that whole demographic. Just you're the enemy. I'm not assuming her interests otherwise. Just to be fair, most women hate men. And to be fair, there's good reason for that. Because we're stupid and we smell bad.
Most of the time, yeah.
So great cigar.
Welcome.
I'm actually going to try to talk about the cigar we're smoking this time because last week we talked more about cigars than we have probably all year. The only cigar we did not discuss last week was the one we were smoking.
Really?
Yeah, we said we talked about, hey, this is a cigar we're smoking today. Never said another word about it the whole fucking show.
Was that on purpose because it was a lousy stick?
No,
or
it was decent. It was. I don't think anybody was particularly captivated by it, but like we didn't even like, hey, this is how it's burning. Nothing, because we just got so sidelined.
What
with
was it, by the way?
I don't know. Well, you'd have to look at the episode. Listen to the
You don't remember?
podcast. How are you going to come sit in on the podcast?
I
This is
was
second time hosting.
Wait a minute. You're like, Jeff's like, what was the cigar last week? And we're like, hey, I don't know. Jeff says to me, do you remember? I'm like, no, I don't remember. And then Corey's like, listen to the fucking podcast.
Yeah, Corey's giving me shit, and he was the one that was actually smoking it.
But that's smart. You know what I mean? I could tell you what it was, or I could get your listening numbers.
Well, you didn't
by
do the hook
rooting it back to
properly.
you.
You should have done, well, in order to know, you need to
give you the
listen
hook.
to the podcast.
Yeah, I'd rather just bash you, just shame you for various reasons. No, I know I'd have to look at the ad for last. Normally, I used to keep, I try to throw the old notes out whenever I put the new ones in there, because otherwise I'd be passing out the fucking notes for this week, and it's the same exact shit as last week because we don't pay close enough attention. Jason will be like, wait, wasn't last week episode 81? Why are we doing episode 81 again? And it turns out I just gave him the wrong notes. And it's like,
Which is
all
possible.
very familiar. We've done it.
Yeah.
I've done it. So now I pay closer attention to like discard the other ones.
It was good.
It was like, I think for me and Sam, it was okay. It was like not great, not bad. It was just a decent, I feel like it might have been a decent price point, but obviously I can't remember. So this is not a great commercial for whatever that cigar was. So probably not a future advertising partner with this show.
Smoke the cigar we smoked last week because it was okay.
It was very
'Cause it was
forgettable.
non-memorable.
So forgettable that we don't remember what the fuck it was.
Look, dude, I've been doing this show with you guys for 5.5 months, 6 months now. And so I've smoked every bit of like 22 different cigars with you guys. And
that's just the ones on the air.
yeah, that's just the one.
Not even the ones he found in the restroom.
Well, there was that 3 because I get one out of here every once in a while.
This restroom?
Yeah, there's usually
This
one
is just
laying
a
in
regular thing for you now?
there. Yeah, I just pick the cigar up
a
out of
hobby.
the bathroom and smoke it.
Dude, we should just put a basket in there. It says cigars for Jason. So people go take
Yes.
a dump and just toss
That would be
sticks in there.
hilarious.
Oh, dude.
Would be hilarious. Cigars for Jason.
He got cigars for Warriors on the counter and cigars for Jason in this
In
shit.
the bathroom.
Dude, I'm doing it. I'm gonna stick a little basket on the back, obviously with Sam's
What's
No,
Sam's
you
good
got to
to
do it while he's not here, and then have him just walk in and see that.
Cigars
He'll be
for
like,
him.
"What the
Well,
fuck
fucking
is this?"
a frilly basket.
But
yeah.
here's the best part about it. What if I come back next week and there's like 22 cigars?
That'd be yeah.
Winning.
The only problem you have is, and obviously this is not a concern for you, but
They're bathroom
remember
cigars.
the actor that plays Ron Swanson?
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, he has a phobia like about public restrooms and shit. And he says he calls it I know this because Shannon read his book. It's called like Paddle Your Own Canoe. And he has a fear of OPPP. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And she's like, other people's poo particles. It's
Right,
obviously
right.
A phobia that Jason does not share because he's like, I'll put everybody's shit in my mouth.
So here's the thing. I was watching a thing on Mythbusters.
Thank you, dear Nick Offerman.
And they did like this experiment where they put
What's dirtiest? The
yeah.
toilet seat is cleaner than your cell phone, by the way.
the toilet seat is cleaner than your toothbrush.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
if you keep your toothbrush uncovered in the bathroom,
I don't.
Yeah, you got.
It-
Yeah, we cover them and they're in the medicine cabinet.
Yeah,
Mine, mine are in the medicine
it
cabinet.
gathers the particles, the fecal matter, just from the air because that's
Right.
that's what you're smelling. You're actually smelling the particles of that thing, and that's fucking nuts, man. That you're like brushing your teeth and shit like that.
Meanwhile, from the guy that's like, "Ooh, a cigar."
Wasn't there long. It was
One of these
so
days,
long.
you're going to mess up and just go to reach for that stick, and it's going to be squishy. Got him.
Do not make me chortle around all the electronic equipment.
Man, I was right in the middle of a puff on that one when he said that.
He's like, I don't know what kind of cigar this was, but I can't get it to light.
It's a little moist.
Or it might be the opposite problem, just be yeah. Well, how are we looking on the time frame? Because I know what the actual time is.
We are at 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Okay, so we're getting there. We're getting there. We're not quite to the end. I didn't know if I needed to derail us from our pleasant conversation.
If we have to cut it short because you have to go to one of the greatest places on earth today.
Are you not going?
I was really disappointed because we were up at the Corey bonfire last night.
Thanks, Jeff. Way to fucking promote the event, you know?
And he said that he was going to be going to the Ren Fest today and invited my wife and I. And I said, well, are you dressing up? He said, no. And
Okay.
I was shocked that Corey would not dress up.
I think
for
you
the
at
Ren.
least
That's
go in a
expensive.
kilt.
Shit's expensive.
You've got a kilt?
It's not kilt weather. Although it is
It is
Scotland
kilt
weather.
weather.
Yeah.
It's always kilt weather.
Yeah. So
Just wear underwear today.
So I think I don't know if we went last year. Last time we went, I had the cowboy hat that I wear in the Strum Junkies promo picture. It's a cool hat, the leather hat.
Yeah.
You know the washing wenches
Yeah.
that are always like looking for man or whatever they do. So we are in the very there's the whole fucking space between us. We got to be 50 yards from them. We're standing on the road, and they're picking the men to come up and fucking just abuse. Well, I'm wearing that fucking hat, and so they pick two people, and then the one girl looks and she goes, oh, "Cowboy, come up here!" And it's like, "Oh fucking shit!" So I end up having to go up and do that. So I'm thought about wearing that. I'm like, I ain't wearing that hat again.
Was it fun?
It was fun, but it was
They're pretty
fucking
entertaining.
wild, man. It was fucking wild.
I had a really good Ren Fair story. So me and
a carnation.
my buddy Justin go to the Ren Fair, and I think my wife's with us. There may have been somebody else. She was my girlfriend at the time, so I was not married yet. And we go up to the Ren Fair, and we're watching the jousting.
Mm.
So they do the jousting, and there was obviously a good guy, right?
Mm.
And a bad guy. But the bad guy was dressed badass. He had black and gold armor on and real pompous dude and shit like that. And me and my buddy, while they're jousting, everybody's cheering for the good guy,
The
the
hero.
good knight. We're cheering for the fucking the bad guy.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where after they were done
You got to
jousting,
cheer for Tim Curry. You know, I
after
know
they
you're
were
the
done
bad guy.
jousting and they got into the sword fight they're having on the ground, you could tell that the good guy was supposed to win it. But me and my buddy Justin had the entire crowd cheering. I think his name was Roderick or something like that, cheering for this fucking guy. And it gets to the point where they're
we gotta pull an
trying to
audible.
decide the win, and the bad guy wins it. We're, the whole place fucking erupts when this dude fucking wins it. He comes up to us afterwards and he was like, "That was not supposed to happen." We were like, "We kind of figured, but it's fucking awesome."
You altered the script.
We did.
That's cool.
I got to call you out, you dirty bastard.
Oh, no.
You told me all the chili was gone.
I thought it was.
Chris is eating it for breakfast right now.
Oh,
he was
no
talking
way.
about, Chris is tired because she spent all day slaving over this giant pot of chili she made. I'm like, cool. Where's the chili? Well, you got some? I fucking love chili. Oh, no, it's all gone. I ain't bringing any. What's Chris eating right now? You dirty two-timing bastard.
I thought it was gone.
Next time there's chili, you bring chili. You come on.
Well, what you really need to do is you need to direct that anger towards Chris
She's not the
And
one that
have
told me there was no
her-
chili.
and have her make a pot of chili for an event like at the shop here.
How about
Dude,
for
Her
fucking
chili is banging.
how about for fucking Halloween party at the Weenan House? You know what I
Absolutely, she
mean?
needs to do
Throw
that.
a crock pot. in the
Christina
fucking
Scales,
bar.
you've been commissioned.
Dude, I make some baller ass chili. Actually, the
We
reason
should
that
have
I
a
make
chili cook-off.
dude,
Yes.
I'll smoke some motherfuckers. It's good. So here's the origin of my chili. Is my neighbor is very Italian, and he'd make his own spaghetti sauce. And I was very kind of surprised, and he was telling me about it. He puts like 3 different types of meat in there, including a rib on the bone, all this shit in his spaghetti sauce. I'm like, I want to try that shit. It sounds
Chris, are you
fucking
taking
amazing. So I do. I make my own spaghetti sauce. Shit is so thick. And I'm like, this is practically just chili, bro. Like, if we added a couple more things in here, it'd be chili. So then I started making my own chili based on that. So what I do is I do equal parts of ground beef, equal parts ground beef, ground chuck, hot sausage, like breakfast sausage, spicy sausage, not like Italian hot sausage, pepperoni, and then fucking all the other shit. But when I make it, I make like a mountain of it. It's absurd. Actually,
Well, it sounds good.
so no beans because chili doesn't have beans in it.
Oh, my wife's does.
Well, you just we'll pretend it's chili. I still like it. I don't want to put anything bland in my chili, man. Like chili's supposed to fucking kick you in the ass and wake you up.
So do you add any like my wife makes it fairly mild and then
no, not me.
and then you can add hot sauce to it. And I add Da Bomb hot sauce to mine. Have you ever had that? Da Bomb?
No, I've had many hot sauces, not that one, I don't think.
I got to bring Da Bomb for you to try. Yeah,
When
that
I
looks
make
like the pot
anything-
that Chris made yesterday.
When I make anything, I make a ridiculous amount. This is the style of pepperoni you have to use because it's soft. It doesn't have a hard casing. You know how normally you get a stick of pepperoni, you got to like peel the outside off. I tried that once. It was way too hard. So there's the sausage. There's all the meat all put together. There's me eating a giant burger for no reason.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, I go pretty hard. When I cook something, I get all this stuff. It's all going in there.
Well, it looks like she has quite a challenge there, but I'm digging her chili, man. She makes a couple things a few different things that I think are top notch. Her meatloaf is also top notch.
Dude,
The best meatloaf
ingredients. I used to make the Good Eats.
the best prime rib.
What's his name?
I've ever
Elton
had.
Brown. Elton Brown recipe for meatloaf. That's all the ingredients for the chili.
Nice.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's good.
A lot of shit, bro. I likes the chili. The thing is, if I go through the process of making chili, and I usually make it for my birthday. So we have. You actually did you have chili at my birthday poker game when you came? I don't remember if it was the one I made it or not. Because I call it Corey's birthday chili. Because it takes me all day to make it. And so I make it the day before my birthday poker game. Because my theory is if I'm going to go through the trouble to make it, I'm going to eat chili 3 or 4 times a day, maybe 5, for like a week. Like, I want to be eating chili until I am sick of chili for a year. And I go hard.
Honestly, I can't remember if there was chili. At your
If
birthday
you
party
had
or
it,
not.
you would remember. So
But,
it must
it
not
might
have
be
been.
like that cigar you had last week. So just, just
Now,
unforgettable.
either I didn't have it or you didn't partake. But I can't imagine you coming over and not eating free food. It's almost as unimaginable as not bringing chili when you have some. Like, fucking who doesn't bring a Tupperware, you know? He's one of those
I
disposable
didn't even bring
ones. that you
cigars
have.
last night.
I know. I had to give you a cigar. You had nothing to drink. Didn't bring a bottle of nothing.
Well, I came straight from my grandson's first birthday party.
Could have brought some milk.
And it was like a kid's party, so
Cookies.
I didn't bring cigars to that, you know.
Or
Or
come
alcohol.
young.
There was
Come
no
on.
alcohol, there was no cigars.
Get him young.
Which I was really disappointed that there was no cigars because I've got a little bit of a reputation amongst my friends now that I'm a cigar smoker.
So that means
And
you're the guy
some-
that has to bring them. They were
And
probably disappointed
some of
too.
the guys were there and they were like, "Oh, you didn't bring any cigars? I was looking forward to smoking a cigar with you, Jeff."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Man, I really was bummed out that I did not have them."
Welcome to the club. Once you join the circle, to anybody outside, you were the guy.
You're the guy
You
now.
have to have
you're the man.
cigars.
You're the man that has the cigars.
Now you came to my house. You didn't have a cigar. I obviously have them for you, right? Because that's the expectation. You come to my house and you don't have your own cigars. I have to. If I'm smoking cigars, I have to have a cigar available for you. To smoke.
Absolutely.
That's
and you
just
graciously did.
that's just the way it fucking goes, man. You if you don't know, that's the expectation.
The bachelor party golf outing I went to yesterday.
You still had cigars?
Oh, you better show up with at least half a box.
I had 7. I came home with none.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Good.
And I only smoked 2.
Yeah,
When I
think
went
that's
to
the
that
right thing.
outing-
that's a man move right there.
When I went to that
That's what
event,
cool men do.
Right. Absolutely. And
They
that's
bring cigars, and I failed.
I purposely I only had 4 in my little humidor when I went, and I'm like, man,
Throw a few more sticks in
maybe
there.
I should throw a couple more in here.
yeah, because you're gonna be sharing.
Yeah.
When I
So-
went to that event the year before, I brought like a box of 50 because I'm like, I'm gonna have enough that I can smoke as many as I want, no matter how many people. Also, not just that, I'm not just the cigar guy. I'm the guy with the cigar podcast that everybody fucking knows it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I didn't know what to expect. I'm like, I better come ready. Only like 1 or 2 people had one, but
Yeah.
you gotta be ready to go, man.
So it makes you feel good.
Yeah, kind of.
when you're
for
that guy.
sure, for
You
sure.
know? Kind of makes you feel good.
Yeah, you be like, oh, I'm the fucking important goddamn big shot guy here with all the fucking cigars. People are like, oh, hey, what you got?
Speaking
there?
of
Kinda cool.
important big shot cigar guys and the responsibility of sharing that love with the community. You don't have to hold it up. I'm getting ready to fucking read it.
All right.
Looking
I
for
love
his
you.
Wile E. Coyote sign over there. If you're listening to this, you are a part of the Cigar Junkies. This show is for the community, by the community, and you are that community. You're who we're doing this for. And we want to reach as many people as possible. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe on every platform we have available. Join the Facebook group. Email us at thecigarjunkies@gmail.com. We want your interaction as much as possible. As a matter of fact, we're actually trying to find some new ways to make the show more interactive and to create some segments that are maybe a little bit more fun for community involvement. If you have any ideas, please feel free to reach out to us via thecigarjunkies@gmail.com or message us or bring them up in the Facebook group. Whatever you got to do.
Is a bad suggestion.
Well, I mean,
May not be
let's
taken, but
let's keep the cigar etiquette out of the bathroom. We do have.
we still want to hear your input.
We don't have standards, obviously. So anything, if you want a criticism, say like, "Hey, I don't care for this. I love this. Don't like that." Whatever you got, we want to hear it. So participate. Join the conversation and let us know.
You know,
what
one
you're
thing that
interested
I really like about doing the podcast here versus in your garage is your garage has so much stuff behind you that it was kind of hard to not
like be
look at
looking
all that
at
shit.
Hey.
you know. And I was going to suggest like putting up a curtain or something behind you so that you could make so anybody with a little bit of ADD could focus more on the show.
A lot of people told us not to move it because part of the charm of the show was doing it there. And I was actually like talking to Sam about it. I was like, what if I just took a really high resolution picture of the garage and we printed it out and put it on the corner of the wall, like you frame it or whatever, so it'd be the backdrop. So it'd still look like we're in the garage.
No, I like this much better. What do you think, Jason?
I like this much better.
Yeah.
But let us know what you guys think. Let us know how you like the new venue. If you missed the Cigar Cave, all that stuff. I missed the Cigar Cave because I didn't have to drive the shit here every week.
Yeah, but you got it down to a science.
But you can let us know by jumping into that Facebook group like these people did. Jimmy Jones, Jennifer Jones, Becky Johnson, Bubba Cross, Rama Adit, Jeff Sebecki, the Superior Jeff, Sean Moore, and Chance Beckman.
Ooh, Chance Beckman.
That's a cool name.
It's a definitely like somebody was like, we're gonna give this kid a name where he can't fail.
That's a great
Like
name.
he's either gonna be a professional skater or a fucking European football player.
Chance Beckman's like a
Yeah, that sounds like a
vert
soccer
skate
player.
pipe or soccer player, golfer.
Yeah.
It's somebody that would have like a theme song when they come into the room.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Chance Beckman, like fucking like Jetsons.
Okay, yeah, I got you there.
His dog Patrick. I don't know.
Patrick. Who names their dog Patrick? Come here,
Sponge-
Patrick.
Somebody like SpongeBob.
Maybe, yeah. I
My
guess
dog's
so.
name's Hank.
Hank. But Hank's a good dog name.
I
He
like
looks like a Hank,
I like
too.
two syllable 2-syllable name for pets, just
Summer.
for easier recognition. You know what I mean? I feel like it's better. I think commands are generally one syllable, sit and stay, all that happy stuff, you know?
Yeah, especially when you put like the staccato in it, like Summer. Yeah, it gets there. My dog's name are Rogue and Patch.
Do your dogs have middle names?
Oh,
Yes.
Mine does too.
Yes.
So
Rogue's middle name is Marie, and Patch's middle name is Dumbass.
Hank's middle name is Ryder.
Ryder.
Hank Ryder Scales.
Hank Ryder Scales.
Because he rides with me everywhere in my Jeep.
Right on.
had to get that last Jeep plug in there, didn't you?
I'm sorry. Patch's middle name is McLarson. My son lovingly dubbed Patch's middle name McLarson because he likes the band the Aquabats, and the bass player from the Aquabats, his name is Crash
Should have been
McLarson.
Patches O'Hallahan.
Oh, okay.
So Patches O'Hallahan.
Yeah.
I named it Patch because we got him in the oil field.
I think that the name of the instructor from fucking Dodgeball. If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. I think that was the guy's name. Anyway, speaking of events, we got to close this up, but I don't know what we're smoking next week, but I do know that we are smoking it at Liberty Pole Distillery
It's going to be fucking
over
great.
on Racetrack
That's going to
Road.
be a cool show.
So I should have plugged it earlier, but I kind of forgot about it because, fucking it's a crazy day. But we are going to be doing a cigar and spirits pairing event. Just the Tip is going to be. So from 1 to 3, we'll get the information up on Facebook on the group so you guys can find out what the pricing is going to be for the tickets. But you're going to get cigar pairings and spirits, and then we are going to do the show afterwards. So about 3:30 p.m. next week, we will be doing the show live from Liberty Pool, which is going to be super awesome. I'm looking forward to it. They got a peated bourbon. It just sounds fucking incredibly interesting. So anyways, Jeff, thanks for filling in the seat.
Thanks for
Did
having
a
me.
great job, other than the fact that you had announced when you were leaving. You don't have to do that next time. But way to be the quicker picker-upper. Say the thing, Jason.
Salud.